Hi there, welcome to another edition of DesignSpark Ask the Expert. Today we're going to be talking about WinCC Unified from Siemens, and I have Brigitte Hendler from Siemens. Hi Brigitte, do you want to say hello to DesignSpark?
Yes, hello everybody. So I'm happy to be here with you today, Greg.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for taking the time out to talk to us. So I'm really interested to find out more about WinCC Unified. Obviously bringing the industrial edge within scope. So I'm just wondering, could you highlight some of the key features with WinCC Unified, the system, but also how does this differ from other HMI SCADA systems?
Yeah, the WinCC Unified system for me, what's really cool, it's just one system where you can use for all kind of applications in the industry, automation. So it's scalable from a very small machine up to a plant supervision or to edge platform. So it's all with one common engineering tool and tier portal. So that's really a very cool thing, and I think no one else can offer all this in one place, also coming with new hardware. And it's the technology behind is made in a way that we're using web technologies, we're using HTML, SVGs, JavaScript. So everything is also available online on a web browser. So without having to duplicate some engineering. So you just do it once and reuse it on all the different platforms, like an HMI panel, of course, that's very obvious, on PC station, on an edge device, or even on a web server of a PLC. And you can easily have access using any HTML5 based web browser, connect to your system, and have all the visualization in here without extra additional apps or plugins. You just, of course, need to apply the certificates and user management to get all the security aspects, but then you can start immediately. And even the best, the web clients are also integrated already in our HMI panels or PC systems for one monitoring and operating access without extra cost, and then can be scaled up upon need. So that's really a great level of new innovation for an HMI system. And of course, there are much more, like a high level of openness, standard interfaces, and so on.
Fantastic. You mentioned scalability. I just want to follow up on scalability for a second. So with WinCC Unified, we're talking from single user through to complex distributed applications. But what you also said there about combining the IT world with the OT world. So therefore, we're bringing plant data and IE capability together. So in that mix, what are those advantages that the user can gain from that?
There are really a lot of advantages of this. So nowadays, machines, nothing is just standalone in the world. You need to get the data out to get more transparency of your machine, of your plant. And there's a lot of advantages. For an OEM, for example, there's a chance to offer new business models, to getting remote access to the machines, to get the data, to offer support for his end users, for his vendors. And for a complete plan in the end, of course, it's very important to compare the different machines, to compare sites, to get insights, and to have a comparison and evaluation of the different processes. So bringing IT and OT together is one key to master the challenges of digitalization in the end.
So if we're talking particular industries and applications, where are those applications and industries that WinCC Unified is best suited for?
Well, first of all, of course, we're having this huge portfolio of HMI panels, unified panels. And this is mainly used by machine builders to having the local operation at a machine. For the panel-based portfolio, we have panels for the price-sensitive market, and also one with advanced functionality for more complex applications and different mounting conditions, different environments, and so on. So this is definitely one of our main markets. But of course, not only the OEMs, they're sending to end customers, these panels needs to be integrated to a complete plant. So also the end customers are one in our focus to combine complete lines to one overall visualization in the industry for automation, but also in other industries. So we have a lot of different options for industry-specific requirements, for recipe management, for archiving, for reporting,
Right.
for tracking and tracing data. So a lot of them are available that make executable for a lot of industries.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, with creating that data as well, you can look at the industrial processes and obviously make improvements, monitor. So you're getting, you know, a lot of data back out from that system as well. So just in terms of that, what are the platforms then that are supported by WinCC Unified?
Well, as I just mentioned, WinCC Unified is designed to be used on a lot of platforms. So let me start with a very small or untypical HMI platform. This is the PLC. The S7-1500 PLCs offer a web server, and typically you had to code to make use of it. And with WinCC Unified view of things, you're able to create simple screens for operation and monitoring on this web server. So it's, of course, not for huge visualization. It's just for a number of data, or it's just a screen with a SVG for the asset you're monitoring for service and support. But you're able to create a small visualization and use it on the web server of the PLCs without coding. But now let's go on to our main platforms we are using. That is the HMI panel. So as I mentioned, the machinery is one of our big target groups. We have the HMI panels as a modern generation of multi-touch operator panels for innovative operating concepts. And there are different panels for different environments, mounting conditions, or hygienic areas. So let me start with the smallest one. So this is the HMI Unified Basic panels. They are available from 4 to 12 inch, and they are a new level in the basic segment because they are now offering multi-touch operation, gesture control, but also enhanced controls, for example, trend and alarm controls. And the next level would be our HMI Unified Comfort panels for high-end panel-based applications from 7 to 22 inch. They are available in standard design, in a neutral design, without the Siemens branding, with Pro for IP65 environments with different mounting conditions, but also for hygienic use cases, and a special coding with IP69 for pressure cleaning and so on, or also for extreme conditions with C+ standard. So these are the different kind of panels we are having or we are offering. And in the end, of course, then we are going to the more advanced PC-based solutions for powerful applications, distributed application. For example, the focus is more on long-term logging with an SQL Server database, plant intelligence functionality, and much more enhanced connectivity like GraphQL. And last but not least, you just mentioned Industrial Edge. This is one of the latest innovations that we are now able with WinCC Unified and TIA Portal to also deploy a runtime to an Industrial Edge device. So we have the combination of a typical HMI visualization in the Edge environment. So that's a very new functionality on our platform we offer.
Yeah, that's really interesting, the visualization for the industrial edge environment. So, you know, combines the flexibility of the edge environment with a fully fledged HMI solution. So I just wonder if you could briefly, you know, just highlight some of the benefits that brings to the user and perhaps the process itself.
Well, honestly, when a machine is delivered, nobody normally touches it. It's completely approved and ready to be used around 24/7. So you don't touch that machine in the end. So what happens in the end if you now would like to get more insights and more data, as we talked about that before? So a typical application would be to add an edge device and get the data and analyze it in an other environment. And up to now, the edge applications or apps are mostly focusing on this type of data evaluation, but they're not providing a typical HMI functionality. But to get the insights, it makes sense, obviously, to also show where the data are related to. And if that visual HMI would look similar to what you see on your machine cabinet, on your local panel, that's even more interesting. And this is a new and a possibility to also combine the HMI visualization, add some edge in the visualization context, and get a better understanding of your data.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really, obviously a key parameter as well is getting that data information to make obviously informed decisions, and that bringing that industrial edge environment to the fore is really applicable. What I also like about what I'm hearing about WinCC Unified. So you're offering a SCADA system which is perfectly integrated with your TIA portal, so your Total Integration Automation portal. And for me, that really is kind of leading the way to industrial automation, for digitalization, etc. So yeah, I think there's a few things there to take away from the total integration that you guys are doing with WinCC Unified. Brigitte, which are the advantages for these engineering platforms, these different platforms?
Well, as I mentioned, it's all engineering in TIA portal. From the smallest panel, from the web PLC, up to the edge platform. It's all engineered in TIA portal. So it's just one tool you need. And I think most of the audience knows the TIA portal already. So it's a very powerful integrated tool with a lot of functionality like multi-user engineering, a lot of simulation possibilities and so on. So the power of the TIA portal also can be used now to engineer your HMI system. So it's all available in one platform. So what can I mention at this point? We have the working together as a team, interdisciplinary collaboration. But for the HMI itself, we need more. We need to engineer the screens. We have a scripting platform, scripting tool. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's JavaScript, as we should be ready to be shown on web pages. Mm-hmm. So these kind of engineers normally maybe don't want to engineer in TIA portal. So now we have a possibility also to connect to VS Code, which is a typical development environment, and use all these advantages of that tool for editing global script, or even for debugging. That's maybe even more important to get quickly without and simplified troubleshooting in the deployment engineering process. Then, of course, standardization is a big benefit of TIA portal and WinCC Unified. We bring a lot of libraries with us. We have library handling, and the screens are not just one screen. We have screen-in-screen technology using faceplates, which can be then be in the library. So you have versioning. You can easily build up your own standard and reuse it quite with a lot of and just change the screens or screen elements from a central point. So that's a really big effort to improve and to make the handling of multiple projects more easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I guess also, makes it more efficient as well when you have that standardization.
Yeah, and of course we have a high level of openness. So TIA portal also offers a TIA portal openness where it's possible to automate your engineering, either with a coded well, but also like SCADA, the semantic visualization architect, where screens are automatically created based on PLC blocks. That's very interesting. It's not only automotive using it, but whenever you have a standard PLC component or blocks, could be used also to create your screens also automatically, part of your screens. So that is a very good point. You're able to add custom web controls, custom controls to your visualization. This is something when we mentioned before that OEMs or big vendors are using TIA WinCC Unified. They typically have special requirements regarding how the visualization should look like. And they can, of course, use the standard mechanisms, but sometimes their expectation is very, very special. And then they could use custom controls, create them, and add them to the visualization. And then it's really tailored visualization. HMI design is very important. So we have the standard, we have the styles for light, dark visualization, but also here it's more an individualization process that customers would like to have their own ideas in the HMI system. And with WinCC Unified, we launched the WinCC Unified Corporate Designer. That's a tool to use custom styles for example, like change the button shape, have different, no rounded corners, have different ways of showing the, like can new buttons, create new buttons, for example, in a different shape. And these styles can be predefined, and then you create your screens. And if you don't want to do take care of the screen arrangement, the screen navigation yourself, we offer tools like the template suite. The template suite is just a maybe of a standardized organization of your screens, of your menu structure, and then you just put the different screen elements at different positions, and you have a standardized visualization for all kind of panels. So that's really a lot of tools that help you improve the creation of your application and make it more easy to handle different variants in different panels.
Yeah.
And the last step would be like a modular type package, so modularization, which is also coming up in more and more industries. That's a kind of modular type packaging is the word for that you have special modules, you plug your machine in some place and put an orchestration layer on top and just use standardized exchange, let's say, file to transfer the information to the superior line visualization, and then the orchestration is just a two clicks and not more. So this is also a way to integrate machines of different vendors in the overall visualization. And here also WinCC Unified can be used. So these are only some examples of the power of WinCC Unified.
Yeah. So what I'm taking away from all of this is the flexibility that you have with this system as well. So you've got the ability to have within your tier integration. You've got a lot of flexibility to use standardization, or as you were saying, on a modular level as well. It sounds like there's quite a lot to unpack here, and I don't think we'll get through to the end of the day if we really look more in depth, because from what I've been researching on WinCC Unified, there really is a lot that the user can take away from this. I've just got a couple more questions before we finish, and one of the questions I ask with your Siemens colleagues is about sustainability. So in terms of WinCC Unified systems, what are we talking about, in sustainability, both to the approach of the product, but then probably application as well?
Well, I think you have heard already that Siemens has a comprehensive set of sustainability initiatives and goals aligned with its commitment for environmental stewardship and the Siemens ESG, and this refers to environmental, social, and governance practices to reduce carbon emissions and promoting diversity and inclusion also. And to make it more easy to find for customers to find what kind of products really support in that way of being more sustainable in the end, we also support the buying decisions, and we introduced a new label, the Siemens Ecotech label. Yeah. It's an environmental declaration for products based on product-specific evaluations of sustainability relevant KPIs. And the HMI Unified Comfort Panel in 12-inch is at the moment the first product of our portfolio, where we have this Ecotech label, and it refers to durability, longevity, maintenance possibilities, and the way to how it can be updated and repaired in the future. And these facts are considered, so we reduced also the weight and the use of plastic by 80% by changing some protection insert of the fiber casting. The label will, of course, be available for other products in the future, for the other products of our HMI panel family. But there are even more aspects of being sustainable. So one could be also from the customer side, it's a good way to reduce travel expenses. Like as I mentioned before, all this remote accessibility of our panels, remote control is one aspect. Or if we just go on how to get the products, it's that we are focusing on delivering our software via OSD, so not sending out packages, but more going on online delivery. So these are all some aspects of to get more and more sustainable.
Yeah, that really does shine a light on what we're talking around with the ESG. You know, the thing that you said there about 8% less plastic, for example, is like, wow, that really is, massive contribution to using different type of material, looking at the overall design, the production, but also you were talking there about product life cycle as well, and giving rise to making things more repairable, but then also product end of life, etc. There is not so much going to the landfill. So yeah, from the material, manufacturing processes, there's a lot to take in there. I've really enjoyed our discussion today about WinCC Unified, but just before I finished, like I said, there's a lot to unpack about WinCC Unified. So I'm just wondering about technical support and training resources that users can be pointed to. What is it that Siemens can offer behind this platform?
Well, we of course offer a lot of training for the customers. We also have the C-Train courses on site, but we also have C-Train Access. It's a very good platform for online trainings where a lot of WinCC Unified trainings are available for the system itself, for modernization, and also like for this CVARC product I just mentioned about automated engineering. So all these trainings are available for our customers. Then we have our SIOS platform with a lot of tools and all the documents, application examples, and so on. So I think this is only, of course, the strength of Siemens to have all that support in the regions for the customers, and in combination with our regional partners, technical support and in the regions. So it will be very good for customers to find their partners and their support whenever they need it. But a lot is available via our online web pages and systems.
Fantastic. Because thank you again for your time today. I've really enjoyed this discussion, and I hope we can have you on DesignSpark again sometime soon.
Yeah, it would be great to be with you again.